Hi, Mandy. And hi, Brendan. What we'll choose today as our subject? The idea of importance of the food placement. 100 times you've heard it. Many lessons and hours already spent. But we'll try maybe a little summarize, a little more clarification. How many positive things from the food placement clarity? One is timing clarity. Once you know how to place it, you're probably more efficient in time. So it's placed final, it's placed securely, not wobbling. So it gives me a clear beginning of the time frame. What? And then I can visualize the time value for the next step, because like this beginning is well presented, established, you can give yourself more confidence and pleasure getting this time ready for the next action. Of course, it is our balance, because we're not in a static position, we're always on the move. So the security of and the discipline of rolling through it, and especially the idea of a little spiral, like today I was saying the kids, okay, the difference between nail and the screw. So which one is easy to pull from the wall? The nail, because it's just so the screw, you can of course unscrew it, but if you just try to pull it, you only can do it with the wall together. So placing the food with a sense of spiral and the sense of activation of this thing. And look, one more little fun thing. When we're landing, what's the order of the parts of the food to land on the floor? Ball flat. Yeah, so we don't go from the heel, we go ball flat. And the spiral. So if we know that the ball is already on the floor, the spiral action, which continuously happening throughout my leg, will be placing my heel more inwards. So if I'm leaving it, and there is a continuously developing spiral from placing the ball on the floor, the heel placement will be as a development of continuous spiral, goes a little more inwards. Yes, it's not a very good position. It's a developing structure. Yes. Can we all just try and can you try it with your hand and think that once you like touching the ball of the foot, then you're placing your inner wrist a little more inwards towards the center line of your body. So ball, you're touching this like that, touching, and then pressing your wrist inwards and feeling that the placement goes like that. And 1, 2, 3. And once it's arranged, let's say the third highlight, the one we'll try to focus a little more today, is kind of a creation of a pathway, of a channel up through the leg and into my body. So think that this area is like the lock on the, and once you're placing, you're creating an opening in your arch, and this opening gives a flow through your leg and up into your heel. So once it's placed from this nice decoration, then when we're placing, this is the opening of the channel right here, the one which will allow your energy to flow through the leg and into your center. And just to, let's start with a simple thing, staying on 2 toes and going through the releve into the 5th position. And again, the releve, parallel, releve, 5th, releve, parallel, releve, correct? Which one is the fifth? Is this one the fifth? This one? This one. Okay, now this one is 4. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, my fourth. Yes. So from here, go relevant and activate. And when you're placing your heels inward, try to focus on the pressure on the ball of the foot. How ball of the foot is there, and then you're creating a force to place your heel inward. And one last time. Then, what I would like you to try is when staying and feeling the spiral and the spread, spreading your toes and open channel like this, I would like you to feel how you can go a little bit circles. So one leg is just a little bit support, you don't really do much with it, but you try to feel that focusing on the pressure in your foot, you can create a pickup point and some mobility in your hip. Yeah. And other leg will try to kind of getting towards the front part, and to avoid falling, we will be sagging our belly deeper. A little bit like you doing on the plank exercise, where you go to chaturanga, then the closer you get to the floor, the stronger you're pulling the belly. So when we stay here, going a little more forward, we try to use the discipline in the arch and the muscles around the leg to create a little rotation, a little circle in the hip. Yes. Like this. Yes, yes. By this time, you might feel that some muscles on your psoas may be tired, or the glute here is tired. But all of this, I'm leading you to the subject today. We'll be working specifically on securing the position to articulate the order of placement and then hip action. So we'll be choosing this line of third. There is always some resistance, somebody like holding me tight, and I need a better grip to break through this. So if you think you really, really squeeze from every angle, and the better grip you have, the more force you can apply from the floor to your hip, from the floor to your hip. So this will be our focus of the day. A spiral to place it secure, the weight commitment, to be articulated, to be energetic through the action in our hip, forced or powered from the sense of the floor connection and the grip. The combination would be fairly simple. We'll do a few comparations. You can face here, and it's really, really small. We'll do comparison 1, 2, 3, okay. 1, 2, sliding to the right. And placement hip, 3 and 4 and 1. Placement hip, and hip, here we go 2 and 3, and we'll be going to the back step. For 1, I don't go too much straight, but I was thinking we'll do 3 steps back, 2 and 3 and 4. And on the today's focus, the progression is really not that important. So we get from the last figure 2 and 3 and 4. Small step is fine as long as you know that you're actively developing the hip away from the ankle. And 2 and 3 and 4, 1. Then you'll go forward and then swivel to the right. 2, 3, finishing forward. Then we'll go 2. 3, 4. No, we don't do 2. We'll just go 2, 3, 4. Really, very simple. Cucarachas, back steps, back replace. And 1, 0. 2 and 3 and 4. 2 and 3 and 4. 2 and 3 back step 4. 3 steps back 2 and 3 and 4. Forward. swivel to the right, half turn, and now think that it's your fan position, closing, forward, but now just go into side step facing the screen. 4, 1. And then we'll go a little bit what we did in China. We'll go. We need to finish a circle in 6 steps. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 4. Yes, of course. 3, 4, 1. Sorry, my bad. Okay, confused. After we did our 6th step and we landed in 4, 1, and we go 3 hip rocks, 2, 3, 4, and now we go with the right foot, but we're going to the right circle. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 4. I think that's what we'll be doing today. Follow me, hip roll 1, hip roll 2, hip roll, back step 4, 1, 3 steps back, 2 and 3 and 4, forward, 2, swivel, 3, half turn, 4, fan position, closing like in a fan, 2, 3, 4. Now left leg starting forward and you go left circle, and 2 and 3 and 4, and 2 and 3 and 4 hip rocks, 2, 3, 4, ready with the left, right foot, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. We can do syncopation from the beginning. And 2 and 3 and 4, 1, and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3 and back step, walk, walk, walk. Forward to the right, close, change your weight, 2, 3, side, and right, left, sorry, 2 and 3 and 4, and 2 and 3 and 4 hip rocks, 2, 3, 4 right leg, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, and 2 and 3 and 4. Yes? Hip rocks, back steps, one little combination of forward, swivel to the right, switch, closing your foot forward, and set yourself. I'll do one more time. Just let's start getting to dancing. And of course, you know, almost all the time the mistakes are little transitions, so blend them. How you changing into the back step? How after back step you changing to forward, forward, switch here. 2, 3, how you planning to go to the curve. It's not given yet, but you can start doing a little preparation work to give yourself a better flow. You ready? 4 and 1, foot, hip, placing, articulating the hip, foot, hip, flat. That's very important that you place it flat. I just spent quite some time, and I know it's just your muscle thing over time, but fight it with your listening, flat, work flat, and hip roll, and you press it into flat and throw the nice open foot. You actively developing 2, and now we're playing 3, using first of all, very nice opening our left toe, the spread between the beginning of the heel and the big toe, using it, and pivoting. Good. Now, same on the right leg, sense of arch, a higher dome between the ball of the foot and the heel. And 2, and 3, and 4, forward to the right, switch. Good. Close, forward, side. And here I will be keeping my torso a little bit more active to the left because I'm planning left curve. I I will not be going here because it will be difficult to redirect. Ooh, so this like stopping a little bit halfway through. Now when I will go into the hip, I will already be thinking about the left circle and 4, 2, 3, slip, left, yes, 2, 3, 4, and prepare the shape to the right, and 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And with all my experience, during the class, when focusing on a subject, I start noticing how the muscles get here warmer, how the same action which I did like 100 times, 1,000 times in my life, now today focused and sending my attention, sending my effort into this area, I start feeling like my suction is getting a little more reliable. That at first I'm just thinking, but I was still feeling that it's kind of lack of grip, lack of suction. And now the more I'm doing it, the more I'm noticing that spreading your toes creates a little bit of a less air in between, so it's getting a thicker grip. So let's send our attention to this spread, and from the spread you will have a better sense of flow into your body. Yes. The thing that you want to break the shoes from inside of that. Ready? 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4 from the foot to the hip, 2 from the foot to the hip, and ready for the back step, 4, and 1 from the foot to the hip, foot to the hip, I know they go 1 step more, and then 2, 3, 4, 2, and 3, and 4. Ready to use the spread and the grip to hold the hip. When the hip is moving, I can counterweight myself this way for 1, and 2, 3, 4. And here, probably there is a 2-way of doing it. Your personal choice. When you have 1 count and we do rocking, 2, I'm strongly against this. It will look too much. But when I have 4, 1, I have 2 counts, so it's allowed. It's not against the logic. You have time to get back to rocking in between. So as much as you can land on the flat and stay on the flat, as much you can go fully on one side, and then in between, and fully on another side. It's up to you, but on 2, 3, heels are flat. Ready? Trying to be more continuous. 4. Can I look at you or you still need me? Need me still. Okay. Ready. This is the last time. Okay? 3 times hip roll. Back steps, then forward, swivel, change, and side. From here, 1 circle. Resting. Another circle. Press down. Ready. 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1. Keep a rope, syncopate, change beginning, and Vivian is in the mess, but your eyes are saying, 1 more time, Nikolay, please, 1 more time. You go to the center and ready. I'm looking at you. And if you're already familiar with it, okay, I'm just looking, just counting. Ready. Lisa, you remember the routine? In the middle of attention. Ready. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 back step 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and last back step on 4 forward 2 and swivel and switch fan 2 and 3 and side step and forward walking into the circle, yes, and 2 and 3 and side rocks in place 2 and 3 and 4 right walks 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's it, that's it, that's it. Very nice. Good. Good. I'm hopeful that you there is no silence in your room when you're dancing, that you helping yourself with pronouncing, that you're not just zipping it and not breathing. As much as it's important for you to simply breathe, if you'll be counting, it's impossible not to breathe. And helping yourself with the dynamics, with the flow, linkage between the elements, and with maybe clarification. When is my foot placement? When is my hip action? So just saying 2 and 3 and. It should feel like getting through the grind, step, hip, that you training yourself not to do 2. Yeah, if you sound like this, if your sound is like this, or if your hip is doing, it will be very strange for you to combine the sound of 2 and the hip action 2. You'll feel, oh, something is not matching. So accurate count will probably guide you to more accurate timing of your action. Now, I want you to be vocal in your rooms, unless somebody's sleeping in another room. And placement 2 and, like, I know if 2 and. So and is a happy sound when you have a placement and you're happy because you have a good foundation for your continuous 3 happy. I'm stable, I can continue with my body. 4 and 1, yes. What is this? I don't know how to pronounce it right in English, but the character from Alice in Wonderland, the cat, the Cheshire cat, whatever, yes, and then it was just his smile, yeah. Okay, ready? Let's try to pronounce this and with a happy smile, knowing that our hip going as wide as our corner of our lips. And yes, and ready. Listen, can you please? Oh, yeah, take the position. You're the most confident performer, so finally. Okay, you will be next. Ready. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 4 and 1. Yes. And just a little clarification, basic back step. We're not not tuning our hip until the foot is placed. Placing, hip rotation. You stay with the right. Yeah. Now you're turning your hip a little bit to the right. Now you're placing your foot. Place it. Put it on the foot. Put the heel on the foot. Sure. And then you can do this. So this is the order. When you say 3 is for placing, and then and for the hip tap. And then 4, 4, and 1, and 2. And 3. The same as you go forward, let's say, side to step, hip. So you don't do like this. The same other way back. Step. A little more closer. Place it on the floor. And then do the hip. Place it on the floor. Do the goes. Yes. Now do this. Now placing the back step. Placing it. And now working your hip toe. Yes. And back step. Yes. And then yes. So this is the nature of the back step. A little strange at first, but then it's just allowing the leg to go back and be placed. And then hip action afterwards. Yes? Just one more line of thought. You all had a feeling of pressing your acceleration pedal in the car. So you know, okay, I'm pushing it and my car accelerates, driving, getting the energy. Try to think that the front of your foot can be as inviting or empowering if you know how to direct from your lower back, direct your chest to be a little more demanding, a little more pressing towards the front part, without losing the sense of heel. I'm still pretty clear with the heel, but I can do a little progression, and I immediately noticing how, let's say, this pressure goes a little more, a little stronger. So my chest goes and presses a little more into the front part. So just try a few times doing this and try to notice how, let's say, I think called like a white knuckle or something. So if you're pressing up, yes. If you're pressing, you can recognize the difference in a touch. So this is what I want you to focus on, how spreading is important, but then finding a path for the weight of your chest to be a little more demanding over the front. And then you will create a freedom and extra mobility for this area to be ready with me together. So we're starting with this, recognizing chest, forward, open, foot, heel going back against the chest. Place, and feeling good enough the direction of the ribs of the ball of the foot. And spreading the toe, hip, spreading the toe, chest into the big toe, and forward, chest over the big toe, building it, and pressing really deeper way, placing the heel, but still having a sense of pressure on the ball. Chest over the ball of the foot, spread, hip action, 3, forward, chest over the ball, picking it up. Let's say maybe you feeling some interesting part of the movement when you go this way, instead of going this way first, then the portion you're doing would be a sequential following to the deeper visit inside your space. One more time, just tell the client. Oh, I'll leave you 3 times, and you can be like as informative as you want. Ready? 2 and 2 and 3, and there's a pressure to the front part, and this is where I'm going. placing, and still this one, and now this is the exchange, 3, 4. This is a little bit from the exercise I was doing. Let me just be here on the camera. So, the exercise I was doing in the beginning, when from the arch was trying to go through the, let's say, center. I feel the trajectory comes belly and a little bit under the diaphragm and around. So it's a little bit of this circles and T, D, T, D, yes, I'm trying like kind of putting the needle through the like a stitch, and then I can do something with it. It's always cool. And ready, let's do it together. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and foot and 3 and 4 and 1 and foot and 3 back foot and spread and into the hip action 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 forward 2 switch 3 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, with me. Let's do from our fat position. Close your foot. When? After what? After you say 4, wide smile, because your left foot is very solid, spread it, and allows your hip to go and develop deep into the back space. And 1 and 2. And then from this ball of the foot, all of you did a very good kick up. But then all the development into my butt goes against the chest, which is still referring to the front part of my foot. Yes, I do a development in my butt, but without losing even the slightest portion of weight in my ball of the foot. It can be done in some decorative version. Let's okay. So if I'm in the fan here position, and I will be leaning a little bit away from you, so just give me a good call. So 2. So if I'm going something like this, which is pure decoration, of course I have a little less pressure in the ball of the foot and more in the hip. But in the movement where you want to express more of a rhythmical, a flowy pattern, the pressure on the front of the foot is important to develop your hip, not just to be a posy, but to be functional in your movement. Yeah, thank you. Ready, starting from the fan position. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah, I'm sorry, yes. Gina, you know, the crazy thing is each of the delays between me and like Bonnie and you and Wendy, all the delays are different. I'm like looking at one person, they following me perfectly, other one is already ahead, and like let me just count normally. And because I was looking at Marina now, and like, and her delay is the biggest so far. Like, okay, I just need to hold longer. Ready? And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and forward walks and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Yeah. Okay. So one more time. What's we doing after the fan? We go left circle. Yeah. Marilyn, show me left circle on 6 steps. So start on your right, and now 6 steps to finish left circle. Please show me. And ready, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. Oh, one more time. First step was on count 2. You're staying on the right, so it means on 2 you'll go with your left. 4 and 1 and Marilyn, start on the right foot. Yes. And on 2 you'll go with the left. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Yes, I know your circle is a little smaller, but that's a correct count. Good. Bonnie, Marilyn, Marina, I can hear you, but I want to see and that you're breathing. That when you're saying and, you want to have exhaust for your compression. It's this in my body. I need to go somewhere. Ready? Let's start with the circle. So we're staying on the right and the left leg on 2 and then forward. And I'm looking, as stupid as it sounds, I'm looking at your breathing and your lip pattern. Ready? 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Yes, good. A little bit faster, same part. 4 and 1. You counting and. Oh yeah, I'll let me give you the speed and you'll follow my speed. Just don't slow down. Ready? 4 and 1 and. What with that? Okay, stay. Counting all together. 4, 3 bars. Start counting. 2, no moving. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. No, just counting with me loud. I want to hear your voices. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and ready to go, and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Yes, nobody was 1 step out of 6. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Yes. Okay, ready? Up to the circle. Keep rolls. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Yes. Yeah, we'll do the Yep. Let's do from beginning. And it's just one of the challenges again of the class. You might feel, oh, it's everything is a challenge. But I'm finding that it is putting your mind consistency to the same place and like dig a little deeper. In like most of the motivation book, you'll find some examples of, I don't know, the IBM or someone who was like applying for a loan for like 100 times, offering his technology for 300 times until somebody bought it, and now it's all like the guy who was like digging for the gold, and he was like one inch away from the chunk of gold, and he gave up. So it's going to the same place and keeping your attention as sharp, knowing that there is a little more there. When I do like 100 times with my full commitment, I will find a little extra room. I will find some new opening for myself, new confidence, new details in this. So don't be shy and just, okay, one more time. My breathing, my spread of the toes. Do I feel that there is even the smallest, but do I feel that inside the shoe, it's not just frozen, it's alive, and I can maneuver within it. And maybe someplace when I get too risky and I fell off balance a little, that I will find the solution and rebalance myself through this. Ready? 4 and 1 and 2. Other 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and da, 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 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3. This is very good. Continue 2 and 3 and 4. Now let's circle and 2 and 3. 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yes. I'll just make a little. I was doing it earlier today. Okay, Vivian, you will be the subject of my torture. So I will be hugging you a little, and let's say you need to go in, like you're saying, like this, and you need to go into a forward walk. So now, look, what I will be trying to restrict, I will be giving you one hold here and one right underneath your ribs. So this will be a little bit like this. Now your job is to dance this to the back, to project this to the front. Yeah? So if again, like my restrictions are like that, just a little tighter, and if you press as strong as you want, yes, just don't hold me back. I will be allowing you to, yes, squeeze, 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 just don't, yes, yes. So this is something, let's even do it without the step. Just this. Yes, so let's say like this, for example, this actually not producing at all. This, yes, this, yes, yeah. You want this to go to community. Yes, yes, yes. And yes, like that. So again, I'm holding it tight, and you use this leg to break through. And this is your step. The way how you're walking, and this line is not forced. So part of this important from the ankle to my hip is that I need to build up a flow, a direction in my chest. So, no, it's not. Okay, where my dear Vivian is confused. This is the top layer. We use it, first of all, there is no this layer separately at all. This is a layer which connected to my ribs. And if I do a little, like change the direction, yes, I can do some wind up. But underneath this wind up, from the hip to the rib is very clear. So if this hip is turning, there is no way that this rib will be doing something different than projection. One more time, slowly. Can you connect it a little tighter? Now, if you're pushing the hip back, then this one is going forward. And this whole thing is working to send you into the step. This was a thing yes, very nice. One more time. So here is connection, here is initiation, and here is a response. Yes? Okay, doing it one more time. And I'm with you now, giving you just this is a very good. Put a little more attention here. When you pushing the hip, any force which invites you to collapse, you recognize me and the posing. So yes, I'm pushing my hip to the back, and it probably invite me to collapse. But I know that the presentation is of much importance, so I remember a little more about my chest and when I do the strongest hip action. Jordan, similar to what I was saying to Vivian, try to find more reflection in your ribs to your hip actions. Not just to do the hip, but to break through. Like you think that you're limited, then you need to open the space inside this. That's great, and that's very rare occasion when I see that stretch through your very spacious hoodie. Ready, and all my attention here in the sense of want to see the flow, some resistance from ankle to the hip, and of course your hands. So through the breathing, you kind of moisturizing yourself, oiling your joints to go continuously. Ready, cucaracha to the right. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 from ankle to the hip. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and back step 4 and into the hip, ankle hip, ankle hip, 4 and forward and 2 hip, ankle and switch, and 4 and close ankle to the hip, 3 and 4, ready forward walk to the left circle, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and ready for your right circle, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Beautiful, beautiful. The last attempt for the day. For everyone, one particular task. What you did already with your ankles and your glutes and things fine. Think of your psoas. That every time when you're about to get into your powerful back action, first just check that you're passing through a little extra this, and then all the power of your hip rotation. Landed, just hold this part a little more to the center, to the middle, and then go for the most powerful stretch to the side, but first reconnect. From here, let's say you're changing, whoop, like, I don't know, the mountain climbers, they might have a few kind of, how you call this, metal lock you put on a, like on a rope, so you safety hanging. So they can unlock it, like put on a new hook, or like unlock it, put on a new rope. Ta, ta. So this is the two things here, work it. Change to the new one before it's safe to go to the next step. Last attempt. And ready. And it's my last attempt. We will stay here. Yeah, ready. And 4 and 1 and reconnect, push, reconnect, push, 4, reconnect, then around 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and sorry, back step, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and ready for your walks, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and ready to use your psoas and reconnect, reconnect, 4 and 1, very good, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, yes. Whew. Very good. This is a kind of work more like a drills. It's giving you a stronger foundation, a reliable foundation. Any routine you're given, okay, new steps, what to do with them. I'm checking. Do I feel my weight placement? Do I feel the grip? Do I know how to empower my hips? And trickier steps, less tricky, will not matter for you because you will know layers of quality to be checked, to be kind of installed into your combinations, layer by layer, to give a thickness, to give a very vibrant and rich qualities of the movement. Yeah. Thank you very much. See you next week. And just another next week, I will be teaching.